That's the way to start out the show.
I blame older boys.
God damn it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm very sore. As I was explaining to you offline, guys, we didn't have a show yesterday because after the last show, I took a very nasty fall and cut my back up quite a bit. Literally cut it, Jack. Yeah. See, I have a garage, but a lot of moisture gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
So tools that I really like, I keep in here, and they're all in totes. And one of them, because of the way the tools sit in there, it doesn't have a cover on it, and that's what I fell into.
Have you considered not doing that?
Now I have, yes. Now I've you know what? I need to rethink this.
So, a toolbox is what's on your Christmas list.
I have several toolboxes. Like I said, this is just tools that are a little too awkward to fit in one. I would need a really big, like rolling one, and those fuckers are expensive.
So, what you need is a big rolling toolbox. So, like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, toss us some money at the Streamlabs link.
That's way down on my list of things to buy. What I need to do is just, not fall into that anymore. And
yeah, that's probably a good start.
Yeah, so that's why we weren't here yesterday, guys. Sorry about that. And as I told, wasn't that a cool looking thumbnail I'd even made for yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
It was a nice one. And damn it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have been well. Hope everybody's had a good weekend, because this is technically our Sunday show, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Don't get too drunk. You got church in the morning, folks.
Like half our audience goes to church. What are you talking about?
The other half might. Alan, thank you so very much. That's very kind. He says, hello, monkey. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. And I am good, guys. I'm still, I'm my normal happy-go-lucky self. I have cuts on my back now.
Yeah.
Jack, let's talk about Jamaal Bowman. Oh, Jamaal. For those of you who don't know who Jamaal Bowman is, he's one of our Congress people. He's a congressman, and last time we probably spoke about him was when he got into the argument with Massey.
Yeah.
Because him and Massey got into an argument about gun control that got caught on tape. He also, who was it that he argued with outside the Capitol? Because there was another one.
Oh, shit. I don't remember.
Oh, before we go any further, real quick, I'm sorry. Significant Otter, who I've been calling Significant Odor for quite some time. My apologies.
Jesus.
Thank you so very much for re-up and becoming a member again for another month. I appreciate that. Comrade Kitty, thank you. So it wasn't the stairs? Guess they put a hit out on you. Now, I'm fairly certain it's my my normal nerve issues combined with a budding sinus. But yes, my apologies. Of all of the names that I've fucked up to realize I fucked up and went with Significant Odor, that's not cool, Frank. I still don't feel bad about it because it's kind of what happens around here. If that does happen, please correct me and every time I do it, and eventually I will see it. But thank you guys so much for the donations. Representative Bowman, he made a boner today.
Oh boy, that's underselling it. Thank you, Alan, for that very generous donation. Hello, Jack. Hey, Alan. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going pretty good in your life.
Yeah, Mr. Bowman.
Man, talk about being glad you're not that guy. First of all, him screaming at another rep about gun control was so staged looking and irritating. The guy just looks like a bully, and then he does this childish shit. I'm pretty sure he's a toddler.
And Representative Massey, I mean, he went right back at him, and well done at the time. In this case, Mr. Bowman decided to pull a fire alarm in the Cannon building. Now, the Cannon building is the one that AOC died in that day 800 times. Back in January.
Where their offices are.
Yeah, back in January of 2021. Scene of a grisly crime. That woman, she suffered so much. Well, Mr. Bowman's trying to leave the building, and he goes to a secured entrance, and emergency exit only means walk your ass around.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, he pulled the fire alarm.
Indeed. And there's pictures of it.
There's video of it. We've only seen the pictures, but there's video of it.
Yeah. His excuse was, well, he was incredibly lazy, which is going to be a theme tonight of lazy excuses, I think.
Well, this is from the New York Post. Socialist Representative Jamaal Bowman, Democrat of New York, pulled the fire alarm in a House building Saturday as Democrats tried to delay a bipartisan vote on Republican stopgap spending bill. The wild incident in the Cannon building was caught on camera and confirmed by several witnesses. An investigation is underway into why he pulled it, a spokesman for the GOP-controlled Administration Committee told the Post. Bowman's spokeswoman, Emma Simon, admitted her boss made a mistake. Quote, Congressman Bowman did not realize he would trigger a building alarm as he rushed to make an urgent vote. He pulled a fire alarm and did not realize it would trigger a building alarm.
Yes. One of the excuses I've seen going around from him is that he thought it would open the door.
Mm-hmm.
How? Has he never been in a building in the last 70 years?
Jack, it's even worse than that. I get what you're going to there, but no. This guy used to be a principal of a middle school. And you're going to tell me he didn't know how a fucking fire alarm works? Really? Didn't they have to have fire drills in that fucker?
Yeah. Oh, you should probably tell people what the vote was about.
Well, they mentioned in the article, it's the stopgap spending bill, which did pass, and the Senate went on to pass it.
Yeah, so the government shutdown doesn't happen, correct?
Yes, it's the continuing resolution to keep the government from shutting down for, I think it's 45 days.
Ugh.
Yeah, so we're going to go through all of this again.
Of course we are.
But credit to Republicans, they did get the Ukrainian spending out.
Good.
But it's even better than that, Jack. God, so many things have happened.
I know, right?
They take out the $300 million that was in the bill for Ukraine. And this causes Schumer to bring up a bill that the House had passed that was specifically just $300 million for Ukraine. And like, haha, we got you, bitch. However, that bill, the reason Schumer had not brought it to the Senate floor yet is because it has oversight for the spending of Ukraine, including within Ukrainian territory. This wasn't brought up to the... Yeah, this wasn't brought to the Senate before because they don't want oversight on that spending. This is what Rand Paul has been pushing for. We need this. We need to see where this money is going. So $300 million, it's a lot of money. I prefer it not go to Ukraine. But if we finally get the oversight on the $100 billion that they've spent, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with $300 billion to finally get to see what the fuck these idiots are doing with our money.
Yeah, we all know we're not going to ever see that, though.
They have the oversight for it now. Well, not yet, because it does have to be voted on. But I see people on the left going, see, Schumer's got him anyway. Ha, ha, ha. There's a reason this hadn't been brought already. He could have done that at any time. He could have done that before the stopgap went through. But he's pulling that up going, oh, we got you. Like, no, you didn't. You just screwed Vladimir. Biden's shitting his pants right now, and not because he just forgot where to go. Talking to the Pope and accidentally did it. He's shitting because, oh, shit, they're going to see where this money's going.
No, they're going to come up with some creative budget keeping to hide the money laundering.
I hear you, but I have faith in my man, Rand Paul.
Wish I did. I don't have faith in any of these fucking clowns anymore.
So anyway, back to Mr. Bowman here. Mr. Bowman used to be a middle school principal. Now, I want to show you something else, Jack, because it's humorous to me. This is not the exact door that he was at, but this is what the doors where they block him off look like. Which one is it? This one. Yeah, there we go. There's warnings on the door. It says emergency exit only. push until alarm sounds. Doesn't say anything about pull the fire alarm until the thing goes off. Bowman talked to reporters about this and told them he thought pulling the alarm would open the door. No, it says right there, push until the alarm sounds. Push it.
You checked your slabs, monkey?
No. Did I get something? I
No.
have the alert open today.
You should check.
I remembered. Why is this not load up, bitch? No. This. I am the least professional monkey on the internet, Jack. I just want to throw that out there again.
Well, I mean, considering what we're going to talk about later, I won't worry about that.
I have nothing in my Streamlabs.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive. I'm looking at it right now.
I think you should refresh that.
I'll refresh it again.
Yeah, you should.
Come on. Yeah, no, there's still not. The last thing I have is September 29th at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know when you get one.
All
right. Yeah, I don't know how he missed these signs unless he thought the fire alarm will cover the sound of the door going off.
Well, his office is saying he was rushing to go get to the thing.
And he missed these giant signs? I doubt it.
The signs, we don't know exactly what the signs look like on the door he went through because this is not the door that he went through.
No, but I'm pretty sure you could see them in the picture.
Before you ever get to that, though, you see that giant emergency exit only sign right there?
Uh-huh.
That was there. You can see it in the picture.
Maybe he meant that or thought that meant for the plebs, not for people of his gravitas.
Yeah, now I don't know how often you've worked with secure doors like that. We had them at Walmart. There were doors that if you open them, an alarm would go off. Now, these ones, apparently, that if you read that sign there, they have a 30-second timer and then the door unlocks. Ours weren't quite that sophisticated. As soon as you push through them, you just push it, the door would open and a massive alarm would go off throughout the whole building. That's what they're meant to do. They're meant to alert everybody in the building that door has been opened.
Yep.
So even if it was just the door, it doesn't make any sense for his office to go, he didn't think it would cause a building alarm. And it makes even less sense when he pulled the actual fucking fire alarm. Like, no, he pulled that fire alarm. He thought it would just open the door. Like it's one of those buttons you push going into a hospital and it'll open the door for handicapped people. His excuse is just stupid. And but it was 1,200 feet away. It couldn't possibly impact the building where the stuff was going on. They locked this building down because of January 6th.
Yep.
There were no people near it on January 6th, but they locked it down. I know there's no way there could be an impact between the two buildings. I'm going to need y'all to make up your fucking minds.
Yeah. You know who I saw this whole fiasco about from was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, I saw her video where she was talking to the press.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Because the other theory is that he was trying to delay the vote.
Yep, which is what it really looks like.
There's only two options here. That he is so fucking retarded that even as a junior high, I want to make sure I'm clear on that, a middle school principal, he never learned what a fucking fire alarm was. Or he was trying to cause a delay in this vote. Because they were trying to make the Republicans look bad. They've been trying to do it all week. Like, why won't they get this funding passed? Well, they did it in time. And the Democrats were trying to stop it. They even had longer than necessary speeches on the House floor, Jack, just so they could stop this from happening. But no, this asshole surely wouldn't push a fire alarm to try to make that happen. Nah.
No,
he's just retarded. Their excuse is literally he's just that goddamn dumb. Is that really what you want to go with? I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to go with. Either way, he committed a crime here. Now, that brings up congressional immunity, Jack.
Oh boy.
because there is a clause in their rules and stuff that say that a member of Congress cannot be arrested during the commission of their duties. Uh, Monkey, thank you so much. Hello, significant odor. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Who said that?
Monkey.
Thank you, Adabisi. Well, Monkey, you should get the audience's name correctly.
Nah, bruh. It's more fun this way. Thank you for the donations, guys. Anyway, we're talking about they have this immunity, but they don't have immunity. What they have immunity from is arrest. They cannot be arrested while they're on the House floor or when they're coming or going to their thing. It's not immunity like you cannot be arrested for anything you do while you're going to do this. And will he get prosecuted for this, for pulling a fire alarm, which comes with a massive fine, or I think it's a year in jail? Probably not.
No, he should do 22 years. This was interfering with government operations because it was an insurrection, right?
That's the other thing that would apply if he's trying to stop the vote. He was trying to stop official duties from going on, which would fall under the same bullshit that they pulled with all those people at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm. They've already set the precedent.
Is that going to happen? No,
of course not.
Probably not.
Well, at least not until the Republicans regain power.
Well, he is a House member, so yeah. The Capitol Police fall under McCarthy, so who knows? Who knows? The other thing that they could do is just kick his ass out of the House, and the Republicans have plenty of votes to do that if they had balls, which I don't think they do.
No, of course not, because Republicans are pussy little cowards.
Accident or not, it was a violation on Capitol grounds during congressional proceedings. Not just proceedings, an actual vote, indeed. Equal application of law. He was not on the floor of the House, nor was he in transit. He was loitering. He says he was on his way to go make the vote. And that's where, and there's a reason he said that, Jack, because of that rule where, you can't get them if they're on their way. No. It says you can't be arrested. It doesn't say that you are immune from behavior. So good luck with that shit. If he gets arrested and they try to fall back on that, it's going to be, there's no way you can actually fall back on that. There's not. It just says you can't be arrested at that time. It's to keep people from arresting congressmen on their way to go, especially back in the day when you had to go horse and buggy across the country.
Yeah.
Just arrest them to keep them from being able to vote. But if they killed somebody on their way there, all right, after they get there and do their thing, you can absolutely fucking arrest them for it. Anyhow, fuck this guy, and you fucking idiots in the Democratic Party who are defending this idiot. There is no defense here. His defense is he's retarded, in which case you should absolutely kick him out of the House. He either is criminal, he's dumb, or he's criminally dumb. In any of those circumstances, kick him out. He did this as a congressman. This isn't something that he did, last year or 2 years ago. He's on his private property, pulls it. He's trying to get out the door. He's a congressman.
Yeah, you'd think he would know better, but they let Fetterman in. So even Fettermonster knows not to do this.
True. Anyhow,
I think this is so fucking egregiously dumb. There's no way he didn't know what he was doing.
Again, you go back to the high school principal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, part of his job was making sure that the fire alarms worked by doing a monthly fire drill or quarterly, whichever they do it now. That was his fucking job. And like, nah, bro, I thought fire alarms open doors.
I thought it was the handicap button.
Yeah. I mean, it turns out it was, but not for the reason that they normally have those buttons. I did throw that New York Post article in chat. With the internet the way it's been for me lately, we just looked at a screenshot of it. So if you want to read the whole thing, it's right there. But yeah, this fucking retard, man. I swear, you guys, I was just trying to open the door.
I swear I'm just special.
And you didn't think the thing that said push might have not been saying pull the fire alarm? How come you didn't push the fire alarm, sir?
Yeah, nobody's buying he's this dumb.
No, even the Democrats and the media who are running cover for him, because the media is in full blown cover this guy's ass mode.
Of course they are.
Even they know. They're just lying. They're just liars. Believe me, I would love to believe he's just that dumb. I would, because he's a Democrat, and I mean that is on brand. I think what's more likely when it comes to the dumb part is he didn't realize there was a camera there.
That's the likely scenario.
Yep. Fire alarms get pulled in places all the time, and they never catch who does it because there's no camera directly on it. This is why when it comes to like January 6th, it's like, let's see all of the footage because there's cameras all over that building.
Yeah, as there should be.
And like when it came to the White House cocaine, we have no idea. Bullshit. There are cameras covering that entire fucking complex. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But, with all, I can understand why him being a Democrat who's, what cameras? What are you talking about? Why he would think that there's cameras missing in certain places. It's not like Walmart. There's places in Walmart that are dead zones for cameras.
Yeah.
I know exactly where they are in the store I used to work at. And a lot of criminals figured out where they were too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Congress needs body cams, right? I shouldn't ask, but what are Beavis and Butthead, the Krasenstein, saying? Oh, okay. Well, first of all, Ed comes out and he's like, there's people saying that he pulled the fire alarm. There's no evidence. And if it turns out that he didn't, then people like Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they should step down for being liars. And if he did actually do it, he should get in trouble too. That's almost a direct quote.
That is the most fence-riding idiocracy I've heard in a long time.
His brother, on the other hand, answers after. And in hey, the Republicans are saying you know what? Fuck it. Let's read what Brian said. Where the fuck is that stupid shit? Da-da. Give me just a minute. So I got to find Mr. Krasenstein. Because I responded to this one because it's so fucking stupid. So stupid. Ministry of Wrong Thing, thank you so much. Bet Trudeau and Zelensky wish this dude was there pulling the fire alarm before Canadian Parliament went full rope-a-dope, full self-rope-a-dope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here is Mr. Brian Krasenstein's take on all this. The Jamaal Bowman fire alarm outrage was a bunch of baloney, it appears. Really? Here's why. Congressman Bowman was actually in the Cannon House office building 1,200 feet away from the Capitol when he claims to have rushed out of the building to make a vote. He could have rushed out one of the open doors.
Yeah, probably.
Probably would have been faster too.
No, I think he could have opened a window using one of those emergency chairs that they have near windows.
Oh, yeah.
And then just jump through like a superhero.
Thank you, Chaos. I will read that in just a moment, but let me get through this real fast before I do. Or at least this paragraph. Congressman Bowman was actually in the Cannon office 1,200 feet from the Capitol when he claims to have rushed out of the building to make a vote. Note that a fire alarm in the Cannon office building has no impact on the U.S. Capitol building, so pulling it would not delay. As I demonstrated earlier, Jack, January 6th, nobody near the Cannon office building, but they evacuated it.
Yep.
Don't act like the two are not in any way connected. Thank you, Cas1. If this went the other way, the shrieks would be so shrill, Universal and Fox would use them to replace the stock bald eagle cries. There'd be a whole round of conspiracy theories about Cuba's sonic weapons and a third thing that's funny. Thank you, sir.
Wow, nice job working in Havana syndrome.
Indeed. That's kind of gone away, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, we just don't talk about it anymore.
Zan, thank you so very much. NyQuil, my COVID having butt, so I'm sure I will pass out, but wanted to say hi. Thank you so much, and I hope you feel better. Sorry to hear you got the COVID.
Yeah, sorry, Zan. Get some rest. Drink
I
lots
blame
of liquid.
Fauci. All right. There would be absolutely no reason for Bowman to try and delay a vote which passed with only one Democrat voting against it and 90 Republicans voting against it. Okay. If anything, Bowman would have wanted to be there for the vote, which is exactly what he's trying to do. He voted for the bill. Bowman's statement, quote, "I was just trying to get to my vote. The door that's usually open wasn't open. I didn't mean... So go around, dick." Sorry. "I didn't know it was going to trip the whole building. I thought it would help me open the door." You were a middle school principal and you didn't know fire alarms are building wide. Give me a 1 in chat if you believe that. Give me a... Don't say anything in chat if you don't believe it, because I don't want you to waste your time on this idiot. I just want to see who's dumb. That's all. Who in our audience is retarded, Jack?
I doubt anybody is.
The door he tried to open were emergency exits. He likely thought that releasing the alarm would allow the fire door to open. By the way, he has the picture right here. And it's been said that this sign, this thing in his hand right here, is one of the signs he pulled off the fucking door.
Yeah, because that looks like the placards that we saw in the still photo.
Yeah.
And then the big sign right there.
And here, yeah, right there is the sign we were talking about where it says emergency exit only. Republicans were basically calling this man to face the same consequences as J6ers. That's how skewed their vision of law and order appears to be. Well, no, he would be guilty of the same crime they were, interrupting official proceedings. You guys have been very, very clear on that. Brian, you're one of the ones who loves to talk about it. So yeah, that's what the Beavis and Butthead of the political world had to say about this shit. Fucking retards. Always an excuse. Always an excuse.
Oh, they have to.
Nah, bro. That ain't what happened, you see. That ain't what happened. All right. The other political news that I want to talk, because we have two non-political things that are more just our sphere of things we follow that I want to get to, and they're probably going to take a while.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to those, I do want to talk about Robert Kennedy Jr. because yesterday, the show we were going to do was going to be largely based on that because, well, that was kind of a big thing. It came out that RFK Jr. has decided to run as an independent. Ooh. And there was a big argument, Jack. Who will this hurt? Will this hurt the Biden administration's chance to become a second, blight on our country? Or is it going to hurt Trump because the Trumpers are going to go and want to be with him? You guys are idiots. One, if you are a Trumper who's like, yeah, see, look at that thumbnail. Look how nice that thumbnail looks.
That's a good thumbnail. It
is a good thumbnail. I'm going to leave it on the screen as we talk about this. There are a lot of people who've jumped on they've Tulsied Mr. Kennedy here. They heard one thing, in this case, two, Ukraine and the vaccines. They've heard those from him and they're like, yes, go, you should run with Trump. But as soon as he opens his mouth about anything else, even the staunchest anti-vaxxer who's got any conservative leanings be like, ooh, maybe not him. Maybe not him. His global warming stance is why I know this man as well as I do. Because he is one of those, the world's going to burn. And he has been that way for a long time. He is a far, far left Democrat. The only things that he disagrees with him on is vaccines and Ukrainian funding. Everything else, he's actually left of most of them, at least with what they'll say.
Yeah, he's pretty far left socialist type.
So when it comes down to it, who he would pull votes from, I think you're far more likely to see him pull votes from Biden. Because you're going to have all of the Bernie bros going, ooh, wait, him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck the vaccines. We're going to get universal health care. Cool. Awesome. He's a Kennedy. We've had enough of them. How dare you?
Oh, so true.
Senator Kennedy down in Louisiana is wonderful.
He is not related to them.
He's not related to the Kennedy clan, but we got to be careful when we say Kennedy because there is John Kennedy from Louisiana who was fucking my favorite senator by far.
Because that dude's fucking hilarious.
And the way he delivers his bitch slaps are just wonderful. He does it with that Southern almost compliment insult.
Yeah. I think him and Hank Johnson should do a wacky sitcom together where they're like bunkmates.
Yeah, that
or
would be
office
awesome.
mates at least. I would watch the shit out of that. You could do it, film it like The Office.
But yeah, so Mr. Kennedy here announced yesterday that he's going to be running as an independent. He's not even going like Green Party. He's just going full on independent, which is interesting. Because trying to get on the ballot in 50 states is pretty hard to do.
Yeah. But a lot of people have been saying this is like a Ross Perot thing, but they're saying it's for the Republicans. I don't think that. I think this only hurts Biden because the people that hate Trump aren't going to vote for Trump anyway.
True. Yeah. And they're not going to go over to this guy because of his stances that are at this point, at least mostly the same as Trump. Trump has said that we need to help Ukraine, and Trump is the one who started actual military spending on Ukraine. But these days he's like, we just got to end the war. And he's been that way pretty much since the war started. We got to get this stopped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could he pull some of the anti-Ukraine? Maybe. But again, like you said, man, the people who are voting for Trump are going to vote for him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, I don't think, going to really hurt Trump. I think it just hurts Biden or Gavin Newsom, depending on how you look at it.
Bubba says he's talking to the Libertarian Party. I mean, I could see him going that way. That's what I mean. Libertarians have pretty much thrown away their beliefs anyway as a party. Single issue most things these days. For fuck's sake, that last bitch was cheering on Joe Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, what happened, Libertarians?
Cheering Joe Biden in favor of BLM. And yeah, they've gone way downhill. I could see him going over there.
Yeah.
He'd fit in better with the Green Party, but
you would think so. Or maybe like the Socialist Party or something.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. So the idiot's reasoning for the House member not pulling the alarm to stop the vote is because he voted for the bill that he wouldn't have been there to vote for if he didn't pull the alarm. That's retarded.
It's 100% retarded.
Yes. Unfortunately, that is a common problem we seem to be having is people are much more retarded than they used to be, or they think you're retarded.
I think it's a combination of both, honestly. And why wouldn't they think that? I mean, the news tells them all the time that they're right. So, Anyhow, Kennedy needs a voice coach. There's nothing he can do with his voice. His voice is screwed up. He claims from a vaccine. I have no idea if it is or not.
Probably not. There's a lot of people with this thing.
Yeah, he has an actual disorder. He gets shots. I think it's every 3 months, every 6 months, and his voice gets a little better for a while, and then it goes back to sounding like the little robot from Buck Rogers.
He sounds so much worse than Tweaky.
That Tweaky, that's his name. Yes. It would have been funnier if I'd actually said Tweaky. Anyhow, so yeah, this is also going on. It is kind of big news. They try to play down this, but there are some polls that have him at 20% of the Democratic Party. And you don't watch real time. I watched yesterday's show, or at least parts of it, mostly because Ron DeSantis was on there and I wanted to see what he had to say up there. But in the new rules for this week, the big rule he does at the end, basically telling Joe Biden, get out of the race. He called him Ruth Bader Biden.
Wow.
Because what you're going to do is give Trump back the country. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Biden loses this election. He just does. Dianne Feinstein died. Yes, she did. You know how I found out Dianne Feinstein died?
You fell asleep?
This is a true story. I wake up and my wife and I go see her and we start talking. She goes, you killed a senator. I'm sorry, what? You killed a senator. I go, oh, who died? She goes, Dianne Feinstein? She goes, yeah, I'm like, that ain't me, baby. That's just father time right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe your sleeping is what triggers the Grim Reaper to do his job. Like, oh, that dude's asleep. All right, time to go kill.
Look, we told you guys when she had what they say she had what disease did she leave there for?
Really old people disease.
No, there's somebody help me out here. Anyway, she had some disease, shingles. Thank you. And you know how I was trying to remind myself, shingles always makes me think somebody's shitting themselves. I don't know why. It's been that way since I was a kid.
Shit on a shingle.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, I did grow up in a military family, and that's what they call it.
Yeah,
that's gravy on toast, folks. But yeah, she had shingles, and she's gone for months, and like, there's no way it's just shingles keeping her out. And then she comes back, and she's in a wheelchair, and she's frail as fuck. I mean, she aged like 300 years in 3 months. And yeah, she shouldn't have been. This is another one of those times. It's like, that woman should be somewhere just enjoying the rest of her life.
No, they can't do that anymore. Now they're in it till the end.
Yeah, and I politically, I hated Dianne Feinstein. She's a horrible fucking person in that regard. But as a person, I wasn't like wishing for her dead or anything. And it's another one of those times where it's another one of those times where, you know, you and I are like, this woman shouldn't be there. And oh, you just don't like the politics. It has nothing to do with the politics. That woman was clearly not in a state where she should be there.
No, her daughter had to help her vote.
Yeah. So essentially, somebody else was voting for her.
Yes.
And yeah, so Newsom is going to appoint a temporary replacement. That's how they do it in California when a senator's gone.
Yeah.
And then they'll have a special vote. Actually, she was coming up on this election anyway, so I would guess they just have somebody stay in until the 2024 election. Probably. I don't know what the specifics of the California law say. They might have to do it before then. Because we've had that case before where somebody's a senator for like 3 months and then has to run in the actual election.
Yeah. They should just find out who's planning on running anyway and have them be the temp, and then they could just say they have a record. No.
Oh, and yes, Pirates. That isn't. I thought about that. Adam Schiff is running for her seat because she already announced she wasn't going to run. Oh. And it'll be interesting to see. I don't think Gavin has named somebody yet.
No, he said he's going to put a black woman in.
Yeah, so this is probably going to fuck up Schiff's attempts to become a senator.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because somebody else is going to be the sitting senator who replaced Dianne Feinstein, which essentially gives them Gavin Newsom's blessing.
Yeah.
He thinks enough of her to put her in there while, you know, there's this open period, and Schiffy's going to have to be running against that instead of it just being an open election.
I'm okay with this.
I laughed so hard when I thought about that. I'm like, oh, poor Adam. Poor Adam. He's so fucked.
Fuck that idiot. Oh, yeah, that dude's a tool. You know who's not a tool, though? Pumpkin Trucker. Good people. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. John Kennedy is good in committee, and committee is good, but nobody laid a bitch out like Trey Gowdy.
That's fair. I mean, I don't dislike Trey. And for the record, when I talk about how much I like Kennedy, it's not even for his voting record. It's for the bitch slaps that he lays down. They're fucking wonderful. Yeah. And he does it over and over. And it's the folksy way he does it.
Yeah. Trey Gowdy, I saw him on an episode of Forensic Files. Because, you know, flipping through channels. But it was an episode from like 96 when he was still a prosecutor or attorney general or something for South Carolina before he became a regular politician. And I was like, oh my God, I know who that is.
Faithless said that Newsom is not choosing anyone who's already running. And yeah, that's fair, but we're still far enough away. I'm pretty sure that somebody can declare in California still that he's basically given his blessing to the person who's going to be running.
Yeah.
Unless they get somebody in there who's like, yeah, I promise I'm not going to run. I mean, they could do that, I suppose. But yeah, if I'm whoever gets this seat, hell yeah, I take that run. You get a nice cushy job backed by a popular Democrat in a Democrat state. He's not popular with Republicans, sure, but the Democrats love that retard. And
Don't know why.
even if during the election he comes out and goes, I support Adam Schiff, you can go, yeah, but you picked me. You didn't pick him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Very interesting. Will Monkey's sleep assassinations be developed into a movie by Hollywood? That would make a good story. Somebody who can't sleep because every time they do, they kill somebody.
That's a Twilight Zone episode in the making, dude.
I mean, they kind of have that. I mean, there have been takes on that before where somebody goes to sleep and they wake up and they don't remember killing somebody.
Yeah, but you're not involved in it. You just nap and disasters happen.
I just cause bad things to happen. Although I will say this, not one person that I saw at least said, hey, Monkey, you killed somebody. Because everybody was like, this isn't a disaster.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I mean, sometimes the victims don't always matter.
Yeah, it still happened. But yeah, it wasn't me this time. That is just father time right there.
Yeah, if you ever go into a coma, the super volcano under Yellowstone is going to erupt.
Yes, indeed. All right. The next one we're going to talk about, and this really sucks because I wanted this for a thumbnail because it always does very well when we put Jeremy in the thumbnail. Jeremy went on a drunken rant the other night.
Yes, he did.
He was upset. And this time he was upset because the chick who runs the Libs of TikTok account was testing out different words to see which ones get demonetized on Twitter. And so she would make a tweet with a word and report back whether it got demonetized or not.
Yeah.
And she did this for a whole bunch of things. Yes, the quartering. Jeremy's who we're talking. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Jeremy from the quartering, Jeremy Hambley. He got really pissed off. He's like, I don't see why you guys like this bitch. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. I don't know why she's a grifter. She wants the monies. Like he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, isn't that why most people are doing content creation is because they want to make a living doing this?
Mm-hmm. He had the nerve to say that these people are grifters, not like the OGs, referring to himself. Had the nerve to call himself a original gangster. He's one of the original gangsters.
If you wanted to talk about people that were in it to not make money, or not for the money, rather, but will take the money, you could have mentioned Jim.
Sure.
Because Jim was doing this way before and he didn't monetize forever, and he still let people just upload his videos all over the place. So kind of a poor comparison to put yourself in there, Jeremy, since you're shilling stuff every time you talk.
Talking about Jim, he still lets people use his pictures and stuff for merch. He doesn't care about that. And the only reason he finally started selling his own stuff was because he needed the money. He had the whole cancer thing that he's still dying of.
Yeah. Look, I have no problem supporting Jim on that front because he is sick and whatnot.
Look,
well, he's metamorphosizing into a higher being. Let's be honest, he's ascending. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Jeremy is a hypocrite for saying this.
I don't think anybody should be doing work for free. If you can get paid, get paid.
Yeah, then you could do more of it.
I also don't think Jim, who we're talking about, internet aristocrat who turns into Mr. Medicare. He's known as Jim by most people. Sorry. But, I was wondering about that, man. Quartering and Sydney Watson, just abandoned their podcast without notice. I'm wondering if she realized how toxic he is. Because he says in this thing, which once again, he deletes everything the next day because he always fucking does that. He'll pick a fight and then delete it all. But he says, every so often, I just can't take it anymore and have to blow up at the people on my side. That's the actions of an alcoholic, homie.
Or a child.
Or a child. And in this case, what happened is you have all these creators who are getting paid by Elon, and apparently he's not. And he's really pissy about it because that's the whole thing. The words that she was checking aren't words that are banned on Twitter. They're just demonetized on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's mad because she was trying to figure out which words are monetized. And he threw a bitch fit. I'm not going to pull up the tweets. I have most of them that they were sent to me, Jack.
Yes.
But it was just a rambling mess of anger.
Yeah, he's not blind rage from the look of it.
Yeah. And let's talk. He is not an OG when it comes to this shit. I'm an older G than he is when it comes to the anti-woke bullshit. He was in Magic the Gathering, and before that, he was doing what? Reviews on claw machines?
Yes.
He comes to this as the whole anti-SJW thing is dying down, and he starts sucking up to Bering and Sargon. And suddenly, he's a name in our world. And he's been there for a while now, but he tries to claim all 10 years of his existence on YouTube when it's only been about 5. So shut up. And you of all people should not be out there going, oh, yeah, they're just grifting. Really?
Sorry, who has coffee named after them?
Coffee brand coffee. And again, I don't mind people making money. By all means, do it. But don't be out here mad because other people are trying to make money and they're doing it better than you are right now.
Yeah. Wait to climb the ladder and then pull it up behind you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
It's the behavior of a immature person.
How dare you try to make the money? I make the money around here. Shut up. Cut your beard, fucker. You look ridiculous. And stop drinking. Jesus Christ, man. Every time this happens, it's because he's getting his ass drunk.
Yeah. He gets real bitchy when he's drunk.
He gets drunk, and all of those things that eat at him on a regular basis that he's not man enough to just address in the real world come to the surface. And you see this with alcoholics all the time.
Yeah.
Grew up with one. I know how alcoholics act.
Captain Tripper just pointed out that he turned around and made a video about the monetized words today.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Because he's a bitch when it comes to this stuff.
Well, he's a trend hopper too. If he sees other people making videos, he'll jump on the bandwagon. He is basically Mundane Matt.
Yeah.
And I don't fault them for doing stuff that's going to make them money, but at the same time, you don't get a bitch at somebody about what they're doing and then turn around and do the exact same thing.
Well, that's shit, hypocritical. I mean, his whole shtick is basically taken right from Mundane Matt. So, I mean, it's not even like he invented it. I'm not like the OGs. When he said OG, I'm sorry, I laughed so hard at that post. OG, ain't nothing gangsta about you, homie. You are so fucking milquetoast, it's retarded. Who else he gotten in fights with now?
Who hasn't he gotten in a fight with would be the shorter answer.
Fair. But yeah, and every time you can see it, it's just jealousy, and you don't. I mean, that's never going to work for you. This is why you just have to have conversations. Look, Jeremy, man, I really old original grifter. You know what, man? Maybe that's what he meant. He's the original grifter.
Yeah.
But it's okay to point out that, hey, this person is a grifter if you honestly believe that. But don't just do it because they've started making money He even called her out because all she did was take other very popular videos and put them up on her Twitter. One, part of the problem that they pointed to Libs of TikTok for was that she was highlighting small things and making them big. Remember that? That's the criticism of her. She's taking these small people and putting them on blast. Oh, she only went with viral videos. Bullshit. She made them viral. And two, so what? All you do is grab an article and boringly read part of it and give a half-assed opinion on it, and then tell people to buy your shitty coffee and turn off your video. Anyhow.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's not much different. Just because she got lucky doesn't mean she can't profit off getting lucky. And she has built quite an empire doing this.
Oh, he did say that too, that she got lucky. So did you.
And anybody that got success on the internet, it's a big slush pile of stuff. Anybody that got big really got lucky. Why do we have to be dishonest about that?
He built himself up in the Magic the Gathering community and got tossed out of it and had nowhere left to go until he went over to Bering and Sargon and decided he was going to join the whole anti-SJW thing.
I think it was Count Dankula specifically.
No, there was a what's it called? A stream with Bering and Sargon. Yeah.
I was thinking of the stream that he did with Bering and Count Dankula for a while.
No, that was a podcast kind of thing they put together. I'm talking about when he first blows up on our scene. This is when he's first getting out of the Magic the Gathering thing, and it blows up. Look how mean they are to this guy. And so he does this stream with those two, and that's where his career is from right now.
Isn't that basically the same as the way Monday and Matt blew up, though?
It is. It's a matter of luck. It happens. But then to point to somebody else, she just got lucky. Fuck you, you fat drunk.
I got a couple things backed up here. First of all, St. Fugi pointed out that I switched my avatar. Yeah, Hypnagogic Monk made this.
I love that avatar.
On Twitter, so I thought I'd throw it up since Monkey's got the Monk-o-lantern. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Also, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. This rant is brought to you by Coffee Brand Coffee. Try our new Gamergate mid-season blend. That's right.
That's right.
And thank you, Travis Gardner. The quartering commits the one forgivable sin of content creation. I think that's supposed to be unforgivable. He's boring. How long until he becomes Boogie? In a lot of ways, I regard him on the same level if I don't pay attention to him. So
he is burning bridges all over the place, and unnecessary ones. He's making enemies of people who've been supporting him over stupid shit.
Yeah.
She is doing a test to see what is being censored. And again, they're not completely censored, but demonetized. The very thing that happened to Russell Brand. Russell Brand wasn't kicked off YouTube. They just took away his monetization.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen, but I would bet money that Jeremy had something to say about that.
Probably.
But her checking this out is like, oh, how dare you, you fucking bitch. You lucky bitch. You lucky content stealing bitch. Put the alcohol down.
I don't understand his rage at her over this unless it's just the fact that she's monetized on there and he's not.
That's exactly what it is. Well, somebody said he's jealous that she interacts with Musk, and I don't know that she actually interacts with Elon. Elon brings this up, and this is what happens. This is the timeline. So she's doing all of this, and it's quiet. Nobody says anything. But then Elon goes on to that stream that he did with Ben Shapiro and 8 other Jewish people.
Yeah.
And there's controversy about that for some reason. He talked to Jews. Yeah, so. But he goes on there, and in that he mentions that that those words are being demonetized, and he's going to look into it because it's way too. The word amen is there. Amen is demonetized. Non-binaries demonetized. Groomers demonetized. And he just mentions that this list it's two. So it's not even like those two had a conversation on Twitter about it. He had just seen it and brought it up during this spaces that they did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've ever seen those two directly interact. Maybe they have, but he really is. He went out there and was asking, hey, I did it as a joke. He was serious. I'll be the CEO, and try to actually give him like resume and like, no, we don't. No, it's fine. And he's very upset that people like Ashley St. Clair and what's that fish face fucker who doxes and gets people's dogs killed? Ian
Chung,
Mouse
yeah.
Chong. That they are getting to interact with them, and he's not. Don't you do you know who I am? By the way, I put up the full picture of the of your avatar. It's so it's, you should talk to Hip and see if you can get the rights to that and make a shirt.
It's probably just some clip art. I'll probably hand draw one.
Oh, there you
next
go.
year, and it'll look just as shitty as the rest of the image. So, yeah, it'd be good times.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk anymore about Jeremy other than say, Jeremy, lay off the sauce, man.
Yeah,
and learn to communicate like an adult.
Yeah, these blowups are counterproductive for you and really unnecessary.
Yeah.
And when when his stars starts to wane, he's gonna blame other people for it, and it's his own damn fault.
True. Again, he's burning bridges he doesn't need to burn.
Yeah.
And not for good reasons. I mean, she was testing censorship. You're like, that bitch. All right, now we got to talk about the other one. This is the other one that's more in our purview. That this guys, this isn't like international news, but we talked before about Eric July, the guy who he goes by Young Rippa. Eric July made a comic called Isom, which is done very well, and he doesn't take criticism well. He really doesn't. He's a very thin-skinned man. And we talked about it at the time about how thin-skinned he was. Well, then he does this charity thing to give his comic books to charity if people will buy them. You buy them and we'll send them to a charity for you. To this one charity, by the way. And people, Dick Masterson and that Vito guy, that really weird Vito guy who's made a lot of jokes about fucking children that he's like, ha, see, it's a joke. And like,
is it? You're kind of creepy.
You've said over and over that you were going to have sex with children. That's not a joke. It's just kind of creepy.
Yeah,
but
look, creepy.
I don't know if he touches children or not, but stop making those jokes. He says he has, Jack. We'll see.
Yeah, sure. I'll believe that right away.
Those two got a bug up their ass about this Isom comic book and have been just going after Eric July really hard about it. And when this charity thing happens, really, really hard about it because that's not real charity. What are you doing? You're just stealing from people.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Travis Gardner. How long until he burns Sidney Watson? I'd say 2 more drunk sessions.
It depends on why their show stopped, whether he decided to do that or she did.
Well, for a while she was doing that Publica news site.
Yeah.
I don't know if it seems like that coincided with the end of their show, but if there was some drama behind the scenes, then yeah. But Sydney has some real feminist leanings sometimes.
Yeah.
And he might have said something stupid to her.
My guess would be that if she in some way has some big contract or something come out, that's where he'll get drunk and lose his mind over it.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Mr. July. He went on to Rekida's stream the other night.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we gotta preface this a little more.
Oh, please do.
Okay, so the charity thing is the largest part of this because Dick Masterson is saying that Eric didn't have wholesome intentions with this, and it is claiming that Eric is possibly profiting off of this in some way. That's the illusion that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Vito and Masterson are somehow involved with a third party going to this ministry and saying, how are you affiliated with Eric July? Because that ministry owns a trademark on the term Isom. So now there is a lawsuit going on between the ministry and Eric July because they hold a trademark on the term Isom, and Eric has been basically narked on by somebody. And Masterson is denying that he did it, but apparently the person that did it is a viewer of Masterson's.
Well, it should also be noted they made a big deal about it. Dick Masterson does a show with that fat Vito kitty toucher, and they made a big deal about the Isom thing. They're the ones who were like, "Oh, let's look into this." Wink, wink, wink. But we didn't do it. We didn't do it. I do not believe he's not involved in actually contacting him. He says he didn't, but that's fine. I just don't believe you. Real quick, Fugi asked if I saw the stream after Rumble where Dax joins. I did not. You did, right?
I saw the one where Dick Masterson joined. I didn't see anything about. I just stopped watching after Masterson left. Because I jumped in when he went Rumble exclusive to address this nonsense, because there was the stream 2 days ago with Eric, and then Eric released a video yesterday, and then Ricada had a stream where he followed up on that, but it was that part of it was on Rumble only, and Masterson joined in, and oh my god, what a fucking shit show disaster of side quests that turned into. It takes Masterson like 30 minutes to answer one fucking question because I keep getting derailed all over the place.
Before we get to that, though, let's talk about the first stream. Mr. July is very angry with Nick because he feels that he's taking Masterson's side, basically. And so they decide to have a conversation instead of just tweeting at each other about it or their audience talking about it. And he comes on and Nick is trying to explain to him, one, he's not on anybody's side here, that he thinks it all looks gay.
Yeah.
And Eric is like, well, did you tell Masterson that it looks gay? I didn't see you say that anywhere. And Nick asked me, do you know I didn't say that to him? He goes, we didn't do it publicly. Like, okay, but I did behind the scenes. He goes, but it's not like you can keep Masterson from doing stuff because he's Dick and that's what he does. God, that guy has a big face. Dick Masterson.
Yeah, he does. He has really big face syndrome. Now, he's like a Latino version of Charlie Kirk.
He looks like the really weird bad guy in the latest Ant-Man movie. The big, just the guy who's a face with little legs. Yeah.
He's not that bad.
Yes, he is. His face, it's disturbing. And cut your hair, hippie. It doesn't make you look cool to have long hair when it starts midway in your head, okay? But the weird part of this whole conversation comes to the charity part.
Oh, the whole conversation was fucking stupid, dude.
Seriously,
you guys, it was one of the biggest shit show messes I've seen in a long time. Somebody trying to act tough and answering questions in all the wrong ways.
So Nick asked him how much, because the to make the donation to get the book given to the charity, you pay $17. And he asked him, does it cost $17 to make the book? And he says, no, it costs $13 and some change. I forget what. And he says, and the rest of it goes to logistics stuff, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it was.
Yeah, because he kept trying to explain bulk ordering.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that is not the answer you should be giving right now. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, he's not wrong in what he says. And I'll give an example. When you guys donated to Little Butt, this last round, by the way, she finally got her big prize, Jack. It is this really nice digital watch, smartwatch. She brought it up here the last time she was here. It has all these little games she can play on it. It's not connected to the internet, but it plays all kinds. And she was just having a blast with it. So thank you guys for doing that. But let's say you donated on YouTube and you donated $10. The money that actually came to me was only $7 because YouTube takes 30% right off the top. So I covered the other 30% to make it a full $10. Mm-hmm. But if I said that, hey, I donated $7 of that $10, I still wouldn't be stealing the money because that money didn't come to me. That other part went to Susan.
Yeah, that was the fees aspect.
Yeah. And that's basically what he's talking about there is the background stuff. He's not pocketing it. He's paying for shipping. He's paying for
manual
packaging.
labor, storage,
Yeah.
all that shit. But he explained it so poorly that it made it look like he was up to something.
He did. It really comes off like he's saying, well, if you order a bunch of it, then yeah, we just kind of take the extra off the bulk ordering shit. No.
Yeah, and you can see it in Rekida's face. Do you want to watch the clip? I think I have it here.
Yeah, we can try it. Absolutely.
All right, let me find it real quick. And
Nick's just trying to explain to him, shut the hell up, man. The way you're doing this, the way you sound is, and he even tells him, he goes, I don't think you're stealing this. But if somebody who doesn't like you is looking for a reason and something to point to, you're giving it to him. And he's not wrong about it. Nick apologized on Twitter. I'll have to check that out. What do you specifically apologize for?
I don't know, but it was just that Eric refused to listen to anything Nick said. He kept trying to look like a tough guy, for lack of a better word.
He refused to actually listen to what Nick was trying to say to him.
He couldn't see it from Nick's perspective at all. No. He kept trying to do this honor culture bullshit, and it came off as defensive and like he was up to something.
Yeah, it really wasn't a good look. And frankly, this is Eric's biggest problem, is that he is very thin-skinned.
Yeah, and he's got to act like a tough guy every time anyone challenges him.
This is from 4 hours ago. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that while the sentiments I expressed last night are true, I probably overstepped. I'm going to talk it out with Eric in a bit when things calm down. For now, I'll own being an asshole and apologize publicly for losing my cool. Well, that's not apologizing for what he said, is how he said it. Until the dust settles, Eric July would be justified in thinking I'm an asshole who took things to a stupid level. This is the type of shit I say we shouldn't do all the time, and I engage in it. Apologies are lame, but sometimes they are justified. Well, there you go. So
I don't think he overstepped. I think he was actually being a pretty good friend, trying to get him to stop saying dumb shit.
Well, this would be about the second stream, which I didn't see. You saw. Because this is from 4 hours ago, so this is not the one you sent me. Because you said there was another one after that, right?
Yeah, the
one from last night.
When I get sidetracked, yeah, I'll get that stream link in a minute. I dropped the other one already in chat for the older one, but yeah, he was making fun of Eric a little bit because he was kind of drunk and saying some pretty abrasive shit. But you know what? I get it. He was mad, and he should be, because this dude wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah, and Nick, it's where's it? Jim just put it in the chat. Get new lawyers. That's what he told him. Because like, dude, get new lawyers. Because right now, whoever's advising you is stupid.
Yeah, they're giving him terrible advice, if that's the advice they're really giving him. Or is that how he's interpreting the advice they gave him? Because if it is, I find that more likely. They're like saying something and he's hearing it in a totally different way. Because he's like, no, man, that way sounds kind of stupid. Obviously, that's code for this, and I should front more. No, dude, you're being a fucking idiot.
I've had a discussion with Eric July on Twitter publicly, not behind the scenes or anything. You can go find it, where somebody criticized him very minorly.
Yeah.
And he just goes hard on the guy. I'm like, dude, do you realize how this looks? This looks like you can't take any criticism. And he's like, no, I can take criticism. It's just that he's lying about me. And the guy wasn't like, the guy had an opinion. And Eric's shtick has kind of always been that if somebody comes at him, then he makes fun of him in a video. That's his bread and butter. He wasn't followed for his great takes on comic books. It's his slams of people who come after him. It's what it's always been. If you go look at his videos and see which ones do the best. So he kind of plays into that. And whether he's always just been that thin-skinned or not, I don't know. But this is not helping him. It's just not.
No, this is going to cost him followers.
What you should do is ignore these people. If you must come out and address it, come out, address it, and leave it. This is what I tell people all the time about like Phil DeFranco. Tons of people have come at that asshole for all the shit he's done, including, remember when he raised money to make his own news network? Everybody remembers that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's still around, and he's still doing as well as ever. You know why? Because he ignores the shit. He just ignores it and keeps doing what he's doing. And that's how he stays as popular as he is, because he's doing what people came to listen for. And getting in a pissing match with Dick Masterson over some silly shit isn't what people went there for. He needs a tard wrangler, and so does everyone involved. True, Fugi. True.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, Dick Masterson is going to be Dick Masterson. He's going to say stupid shit, and if you would have left this, he would have moved on to somebody else by now. But you fed the troll, and he's a better troll than you are because he doesn't care, and you do.
Well, and Eric has this attitude of monetize your haters.
Yes.
That's one of his slogan things.
Mm-hmm.
You can't monetize somebody like Dick Masterson. The best thing you can do is ignore them. And they'll go away because he's not the type of troll that feels embarrassment.
Nope.
He's not ashamed of anything he does. He's proud of it. And you're only making him more money because he has an incredibly different audience than you do. And from a lot of the internet, quite honestly.
And it's not like the kind of people that you normally monetize the haters. Those are usually randos on your Twitter timeline.
Yeah.
Talking about Dick Masterson, who made a career out of being a cocksucker.
Yeah. Just ask the best page in the universe.
That's who he is. And pick your battles, man. Pick your battles. You are fighting with somebody who doesn't care if you're right or wrong. It's nothing good comes from it. Nothing good comes from it. Anyhow, certainly not working for Hunter now. What's Hunter been up to? Anyway, anything more about this you want to talk about?
I think Eric's just going to hurt himself. He's not winning this fight. He is.
1 second. I'm going to mute because I got to do something in the background. I am listening, but make sure you talk until you hear my voice again.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think Eric's going to win this fight. It just makes him look bad. It makes him look like a tough guy. He's trying to say that his warehouse is because this guy went to the warehouse IRL because Eric apparently ignored a super chat.
Hey, real quick, make sure you not Dick Masterson, just some random.
No, it was some guy named Riley. And Eric was like, that's how you get ventilated in Texas. And then Rakeda asked him, are you afraid of this guy? He said, no. Well, then you don't get to shoot somebody if you're not afraid for your life, dummy. You just preemptively announce that you're going to murder this guy, dumbass. But you got to get that tough guy thing in there. And it's not going to work, okay? That's not how the world works. If you tell people you're going to shoot somebody that you're not afraid of, that isn't armed, is just a fucking idiot, and he even said he was a retard, you really don't get to do that unless you're actually afraid for your life.
Yeah, and I had forgot about the whole shooting part. He points to some Texas law about defending your property, and Nick is trying to explain to him the difference legally between where you live and where you work. And it's just a shit show. It really is. Like I said, I like Eric. He's funny, sometimes intelligent, not here. And there's no win here. It's like arguing with Medicare. It's like arguing with retarded Medicare, actually.
Yeah, Medicare would know when to cut his losses, honestly. Eric can't. He's got this bravado and ego that he has to maintain. And I think something Nick said in the follow-up stream was 100% right. He said he's got too many people around him telling him how smart he is.
Yes.
And that is not a productive thing in circumstances like this. You want to let your lawyers handle this shit. You could trespass the guy off the property, but apparently nobody did that. Eric was making all these weird defenses like nobody in the complex wants the guy there. Well, that doesn't matter. They each have to individually tell him you're trespassed from the property. Otherwise, the guy can go into the parking lot. And that's not illegal unless there's private property signs, which there are not. There are not no trespassing signs up. So
Johnny
Eric was making a lot of assumptions about the way things work that are not accurate.
Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Threats like that are how you get eyes on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if Dick really wants to escalate this, he'll talk to the IRS and show him a clip from this stream saying that that 20-second clip saying, look, he even admits that it doesn't cost us much.
yeah.
And then he's going to get Eric investigated by the IRS, even though he likely did nothing wrong. He's just inarticulate on that point.
Yeah, again, I don't think he did anything wrong, but I understand what Nick is saying. It's like, dude, the way you're saying this is just what the fuck. And this comes to this. Assassin of the Gray says, just do not tell July something he doesn't want to hear. Yeah. 100%. That's what happened here.
And unfortunately, I think a lot of Eric's problem is he buys in too much to the anarcho-capitalist mentality of how things are supposed to work, not how reality works. And he thinks that you could just say something and that's good enough. No, that's not how the real world works. So he's got his ego all puffed up, and then somebody bruises it, and he's real hypersensitive about it. The guy has a thin skin, and he needs to get over that if he wants this to succeed, because he is only hurting his own business right now.
Fugi says Dax is teaming up with Jarbo on this. For real? I'll have to check that out. And Pyrus points out a very good thing. It's an old saying, I never argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. I do not agree with that assessment. On Twitter, that is one of my favorite things to do is arguing with an idiot. It's fun.
Yeah, but
you have to know how and when to step away. You have to know which people you're dealing with too. And Nick says to him, like, this is who Master says, you don't understand who he is. And he goes, oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. No, you really don't. Because if you did, you'd understand that there is no win here.
Yeah, there's no win for Eric. The most he could do is fight him to a draw by ignoring him and starving him. As it is, Masterson and the Veto guy have gotten a big boost in donations and Patreon subscribers. This is only helping them because they're not the typical type of troll that Eric's used to dealing with.
Exactly. Fugi says, watching that trash fire has been my morning. Fugi's my partner in crime when it comes to watching this kind of stuff. And Fugi, I am disappointed. You didn't tell me about this. I had to hear it from Jack. Man.
Yeah, which is sad because I don't really pay attention to any of these people. And this somehow came across my timeline. But I felt dumber for having watched all of this because it's just frustrating to watch Eric be so stubborn and arrogant that he won't listen to good advice.
No, in all seriousness, Fugi is great. He keeps me informed a lot of this shit, and I love the guy for it. You know how I like my drama, Jack.
Oh, I know. That's why I told you about it. I assumed that Fugi already told you.
I haven't been at the computer, really.
That's your fault for sleeping.
In fairness to me, you know what I did yesterday? I sat here watching Community playing a phone game because that's all I could do.
Oh, yeah.
I did a little bit of fucking with people on Twitter because I try to at least look at what's going on in the news every day, but I wasn't on there much. And my impressions and everything are way down for the last week and a half because I just haven't been on the internet, and it's weird. I feel like part of me's missing, Jack.
Yeah, probably.
That's not true. I still find idiots. Speaking of which, one of my idiots popped back up yesterday.
Oh yeah, you feel?
Excuse me. Like I said, I wasn't on much, but there's this person named Aaron Sellers.
That sounds fake.
Yeah, they started popping up in discussions I would be having with Ufio, who hasn't tweeted at me in months. I hope the guy's okay. And I'm half convinced that Aaron Sellers is one of his sock accounts.
Probably.
But the discussion of guns comes up, right? Well, I don't want to get to that. Any more to say on the Eric July thing? Because I'm going to switch subjects.
Not really. I just think that the more Eric does this bravado shit and acts like a pseudo tough guy online, the more it's going to hurt his business because people are going to find it obnoxious and childish, and Masterson's probably going to convince some people he did something wrong. On top of that, this only hurts Eric. His funding was down from ISOM issue 1, and despite all the plans that he has in the works, he's going to continue this nonsense and hurt his own business more by talking about dumb shit like this.
Jack, on the screen, I went over to Twitter because I was going to look for the actual argument I had, and I saw this from Monk. And
Nice.
the tweet says, "Someone's too good for clip art." That is wonderful. That's awesome. But yeah, and he shouldn't be that surprised. Aren't most comic books the second one sells less? Isn't that normal?
Yeah, it is normal, but if you want to maintain an audience, you have to try and get your numbers to at least where issue 2 sales were.
Right.
The downside is what happens with a lot of these creators is people start to lose interest in the book after issue 1, or it's just not for them or whatever. But the more drama you have, the more sales tend to go down.
Yeah.
So
again, I wish Eric well. I really, really do. And hopefully he can be pulled out of this shit. Cybertaz, thank you, man. How are you? Hope you've been well. Eric's like Butch in Pulp Fiction and felt that sting of pride. Fuck pride. Pride only hurts. It never helps. If he had a laugh and rolled with the meme, it would have been better. He went full Ralph. I wouldn't say he went full Ralph, but he's definitely refusing to hear anything else. Assassin of the Grave said it perfectly. He just don't tell him things he doesn't already believe.
Yeah, he's just had his ego inflated too much by all the followers that he's gotten. And I think that's counterproductive to what he needs to do. He needs to keep himself really leveled and stop listening to all the people on both sides telling him how much he sucks or how great he is.
Yeah.
And stop trying to fight with everybody. Stop telling your people that you're carrying guns illegally or that you're going to shoot them. Stop that fucking hood rat shit. That is counterproductive.
All right, Jack. So the other day, what's her name? Christy Nome from, what is it? South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. Where's she from?
One of those states nobody goes to.
South Dakota. That's what it is.
Yeah.
She put out a tweet.
Oh,
yeah, she's cute. But she put out this tweet. Let's bring this up on the screen. While California Governor Newsom infringes on the Second Amendment, South Dakota respects our God-given rights. Our firearm industry is thriving. If you're a California gun manufacturer or law-abiding gun owner, South Dakota is ready to help you make the move for freedom. That's actually a really good tweet. Be like, hey, they're fucking with you guys even being able to make guns. Move up here. We'll let you do it.
Yeah.
Newsom responds, South Dakota has a 59% higher gun death rate than California.
I'm sorry. How many people live in South Dakota?
Well, wait. He's going by the death rate. So per capita.
How many of those were hunting accidents or suicides?
Wait, you jumped ahead of the story, Jack.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask the chat. Now, how many of you guys think that is homicides, and how many do you think that's homicides and suicides? Somebody did a breakdown, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
They broke it down. Population
Breakdown.
It works out to, when it comes to overall gun deaths, yes, California has less, but when it comes to homicides, California has more. Quite a bit more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I pointed out that suicides are always included when they do this shit. Because if not, the number's not scary enough.
Yeah, be afraid.
I'm so sorry. My throat is all scratchy tonight. I'm sorry to keep clearing my throat like that. Well, here's Miss Erin Sellers that I told you about a minute ago, explaining to me that suicides are a significant component of firearm-related deaths because they contribute to overall stats. Sounds like you just want to downplay their significance for ideological reasons.
Or common sense. One or two.
And so I asked, I'm like, why do they need to be included if when they bring up that number, it's always about a homicide. You never see them bring this up because there was a suicide somewhere. It's always there was a homicide.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of the guns because somebody killed somebody with a gun, not that they killed themselves with it. And she said, well, some of these could affect the suicide rate, some of the gun control measures they want to do.
Why do you need more than 7 shots to blow your head off?
Apparently a Clinton's helping you.
Yeah. Yeah. You go hang yourself. I'm going to shoot you in the chest first and take the gun with me.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, arguing with me that there's a good reason the suicide numbers are included because and so I'm like, what? You need a smaller magazine size, get rid of ARs, and then people won't kill themselves?
That makes no fucking sense at all.
Even if you go with, well, background checks so we can find out if they're crazy. Well, it doesn't mean they still won't kill themselves.
Yeah. A lot of people that aren't listed or seeking therapy have hurt themselves. That's fucking asinine. Oh, hey, real quick. Thank you, Cybertest. Jack's piece of the pie. I'm a Dwight from the office at a gas station, not an assistant manager, but assistant to the manager. Yeah, nice. Assistant to the regional manager. I'm the assistant to the assistant of the regional manager, I think.
I think I'm an assistant to the assistant.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're both fucked.
I'm the sidekick of the assistant to the assistant.
Isn't he playing that up? Where was that at? Isn't he playing that up? That's sorry. Isn't she playing up that state for ideological reasons? Gnome? I mean, she wants businesses to come to South Dakota, and there's no other reason to take business to South Dakota. There's nothing fucking there.
Yeah, I mean, plus having manufacturing in your state's good for jobs numbers, but I don't know if that's strictly ideological or just economic.
Well, yeah, economically, you're better to have a production facility on the coast rather than internally, unless the things that the resources you needed are made internally anyway.
Yeah.
So like if you need steel, you want to be like near, it's Pennsylvania where we do our steel stuff now.
I think a lot of it, yeah.
Or you want to be on the coast because the steel's coming from overseas. So in order to get manufacturing into a state where you're basically landlocked like that, there's got to be a good reason to incur the cost of traveling for the goods and stuff. And, you know, being able to actually make your product is a good reason.
Yeah.
They won't even let you make it over there. We'll let you make it. You might pay a little bit more for shipping and stuff, but hey, at least you can run your business. So anyway, yeah, this nonsense, man. I'm tired of arguing with stupid people, but I can't help myself.
It does seem to be a theme for you.
I know. I was arguing with some idiots about the whole fire alarm thing earlier. One of them was telling me the buildings are too far apart. They don't impact each other. Like, really? Want to talk about January 6th?
Yeah, AOC would disagree, sir.
And they shot back with, nobody attacked that building that day. I'm like, we're not talking about who attacked it or not. We're talking about whether or not what happens in one of the buildings affects what happens in the other. And they absolutely do. They evacuated that building on January 6th, even though it's 1,200 feet. They love that 1,200 feet thing now.
It might as well be the state lines of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, they didn't care about it when AOC was in danger on January 6th.
In mortal peril.
Mortal danger. They were coming for her. There was a policeman trying to escort her out of the building.
Monster.
Yeah. I don't understand how they don't get that their best argument that is that he's retarded.
Dude, I don't know.
Well, they just don't want to admit it, I think. Because who wants to admit that, yeah, our best defense is stupidity. And we fell for it. Okay. What else we have going on the last couple of days? We already addressed that part. Good God, why do I type so much?
I don't know.
Oh, I saw this. There's people who are pissed off at Ron DeSantis because he went on to Bill Maher. And this guy says Ron DeSantis went on Bill Maher and agreed with Maher that Trump has lost the 2020 election. I mean, he's not president. I mean, he did lose the election. Whether he lost fairly or not is a different question.
Yeah.
But then says this, and then tossed Kerry Lake under the bus. Gee, I can't figure out why this guy's down 60 points in the Republican primary. Have you seen what Kerry Lake's been saying about Ron DeSantis?
No. I'm sure it wasn't nice, though.
She's been out there lying about him, saying that he locked down the state. He kept it all locked down. Flat out lying. She's been busted doing it. And what Bill Maher asked him is, how come you supported people who said that the election was stolen, including people like Kerry Lake? And he goes, yeah, on that one, I might have made a mistake because now she's out there lying about me. That's not throwing her under the bus. That's pointing out reality. And I'm going to say this once again, no matter which side you're on, I don't care. I don't care who you support, whether you support Trump, whether you support DeSantis, whether you support that ugly Karen bitch. She's not ugly. I shouldn't be mean. But Karen Haley there. I don't care who you support. Just don't lie about the other people.
Yeah,
there's no reason. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said it's not productive.
Yeah. And all it does is make you look like a liar. I got into an argument with somebody. Which one was that? Where is that? I want that argument. Somebody basically told me it's okay to lie, Jack.
That's not helpful.
It was over the gun argument. It was over the gun argument because it's like, oh, hey, they actually said this, that everybody does it. And you have to do that. You have to exaggerate the numbers and stuff so you can get stuff done.
No, that's really shitty thing to believe. You're a bad person.
Yeah, you're telling me you want to be lied to, or that you're okay with lying to get your way.
Are they a climate change enthusiast?
Probably. I didn't dig into them much. I just told them that they were, as soon as they told me that it was okay to be lied to, I'm like, nah, fuck you, bro. I ain't dealing with that shit because that's retarded.
Yeah.
It's not okay to lie. If you have to lie to sell your belief, then your belief is wrong and you know it. You wouldn't have to lie otherwise. Speaking of which, I had a discussion with Aiden Paladin.
Oh, yeah? She's still around?
So she jumps in on the quartering side and that whole stupid shit, right?
Oh, what?
Well, not on all that. I should apologize. She jumps in on it because the quartering puts up a video of Jeff Holiday.
Oh, God.
Jeff Holiday doing an impression of Randy the Macho Man Savage yelling about the quartering.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a real thing. It is a real thing.
Why does that exist? That's fucking
dumb. I
dumb.
don't know, but I will throw it into chat for anybody who wants to verify that this is a real thing. It's this is Jeremy's post over on Twitter, and it's as ridiculous as it sounds. Rejoin, thank you so much. Thanks for all the entertainment and information on commentary. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that, and thank you for the kind words.
Absolutely.
We're entertaining, Jack.
Yeah, no, that's what we keep telling people.
So Jeff makes this stupid ass thing, and we all know who Jeff Holiday is and what a shitbag he is.
Yeah.
And Aiden says this: if people have forgotten, and that's understandable because it's easy to forget about Jeff Holiday. Well, he was on board with doxing / gay ops against the alt-right, in quotes, by the way, back in 2017, which I'm pretty sure included you, but also included Sargon but also me, Sargon, and plenty of other people he doesn't like. I was like, Jeff never called him alt-right. Jeff never called Sargon alt-right. What the fuck are you talking about? And she said, oh, well, I didn't remember exactly. It's been too long. I was like, then why were you so specific? You specifically mentioned, you didn't say me and some other people. You specifically brought up Sargon. To which she tells me that I said pretty sure. I said pretty sure. Well, you said pretty sure about Jeremy. And then you said me, Sargon. You mentioned yourself next. Are you not sure about you? What she was doing there was trying to make, look, Jeff's an asshole. You don't need to make Jeff seem worse than he is.
Yeah.
But what she's trying to do is gloss over the fact that she was 100% with the alt-right back then. to make it look like anybody who says that about her is crazy. Because look, they say it about Sargon too. Yeah, some people did. Jeff didn't. But when it comes to you, you sat next to Coach Red Pill, who said, and I quote, the alt-right is going to win because they have the facts. And you agreed. You don't get to now be like, no, I wasn't like that. I wasn't one of those people. Yes, you were. You were riding every dick you could find that said even light. Alt-light, you were on that dick. You don't get to now try to dress it up because Jeff Holiday's a fucking retard. If you want to say, hey, I got it wrong back then, fine. But don't just try to pretend you weren't one of them. You were out there arguing for him and all of their stupid race realism bullshit. That shit annoyed me. I hate people who try to lie like that. I hate liars, Jack.
I know.
No, I just forgot. You forgot, but you mentioned him specifically. I'm pretty sure it included you. Jeremy wasn't around for that shit. I can understand why people forgot. Put the pills down, sweetheart. We all know.
Whatever. You're not my boss.
Trump came out and said that the rich people from Beverly Hills stink because they don't have water to take showers. That's a true thing. I wonder, it's on YouTube or on Twitter. We might be able to actually watch this. Please fix my internet so we can do it all the time. All right. So it is as loud as it gets. So it is a little bit low. Deal with it. I'll shut up for the whole thing.
Don't want the water to come down all the way to Los Angeles and the Central Valley where we're constantly forced to ration. You have droughts. We're rich people in Beverly Hills. We don't feel so sorry for them, but I do actually. You know, they pay millions of dollars in taxes. They take you to shower. They're told to hurry up. You're only allowed a small amount of water when they take a shower. That's why rich people from Beverly Hills, generally speaking, don't smell so good, you know.
I just want to say again, when it comes to him taking shots at people, I love this man.
Right? But he is could have had an entire career as a comedian.
He really could have. The people in Beverly Hills stink, which is wonderful. I approve this message. However, Jack, Mr. Ted Lieu had a problem with that.
No, of course he did.
As the congressional representative for Beverly Hills, I want to note that the below remarks are a textbook example of projection. He can take the longest shower he wants to. He lives in Florida. They have plenty of water.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So I've started to just call Ted Stinky because I'm a child. I'm a giant child. So yeah, Tailfin, I said shut up, Stinky. That was my remark to that. Because Ted Lieu's a fucking retard. Oh, what else do we got going on? No, don't care about that. Yeah, let's watch this one. I got another video for you. This is a White House spokesperson upset about the cuts that Republicans wanted to make to the budget. And it's not Karine Jean-Pierre. This is somebody. I don't care.
Bill includes devastating 30% cuts. You heard me. 30% cuts.
That gave me a little chub. They're talking about cutting 30% of the budget. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Sounds great.
But then she gets specific.
And listen to what that means. It would eliminate 12,000 FBI agents.
Sold.
Right?
Almost 1,000 ATF agents.
I second that. 12,000 FBI, 1,000 ATF. Cool.
And more than 500 local law enforcement.
Now, the local law enforcement, 500, that might sound like a lot, but there's 50 states. That's 10 a state, Jack.
Yeah.
I think they'll be okay.
I would think so.
But it's gonna, oh my God, the crime's gonna go out of control.
Oh.
Yeah, those school board meetings might actually be safe for parents.
What? Oh, can we allow that to happen? Dissenting voices, monkey.
I saw this because somebody was mad about it. Like, can you believe they want to do all this? Like, you just made me want to vote for them. I'm okay with cutting all that funding. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the FBI are a bunch of shitbags.
Right?
Why are we able to cut 12,000 FBI agents and still have an FBI?
You know why.
That's fucking ridiculous. That's 30% cuts. What is let's see, 12,000 would be 4,000. So, oh my God, there's 400,000 FBI agents in the world.
I doubt it's that many, but it's probably pretty high.
Well, if we divide it by 3, which would be the 30%, that gives us 4,000. Then you multiply it by 10. Oh, so 40,000. No, yeah, 40,000. My bad. I was giving more. Let me grab this before I forget. Did I forget a Streamlabs?
Maybe.
I mean, I read Chaos. I remember doing that. Okay, that was the last one. Good. Keldrick, thank you. Did I say good? That it's been a while since I got a donation?
Yeah, you kind of did imply that.
I am the worst shill ever.
You are. Stop that.
Keldrick, thank you so very much. I already supported this. She didn't have to sell it to me. No shit.
Right?
They're trying to get rid of all this government waste. Those bastards.
It's a good time to remind everybody we are brought to you by you. If you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, share it on your social media, subscribe if you haven't. If you're feeling generous, you can toss us a couple bucks at the Streamlabs link, go through your chat in the description and pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. Or you can buy yourself something pretty from the Spring store. Which links are in the description as well.
In a little case of tit for tat, Mehdi Hassan over there at MSNBC. Apparently, he's digging up dirt. He's trying to go through old Elon quotes or old Elon tweets to make Elon look bad. Well, if you're going to do that, you should probably make sure you don't have skeletons in your closet.
Yeah, but no, these people never think that it will happen to them because they're so smart.
We're not going to watch it because it's kind of shitty video, but I threw it into chat if you guys want to check it out yourself. There's video of him. He calls non-Muslims animals and calls gay people pedophiles.
Oh.
He's a Muslim, man. What? It's not like he's going to have clean wokeness in his record. He's a fucking Muslim. It's like we've talked about this before. There is zero reason for Muslims in the United States to be on the side of Democrats, especially the woke wing of Democrats. It goes against everything they believe in. Everybody's quick to point out when a Christian is like being a hypocrite, but they won't say it to the Muslim folks. Like, hey, that's according to your good book, you should be beaten and whipped for hanging out with that dude and eating bacon.
Wow.
They never think it'll come back to them.
Yeah.
Mehdi Hassan is a piece of shit, by the way.
So wait, are all gay people Muslim then?
I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure on the math.
Because if they're pedos, then would the prophet be cool with that? Man, with the 9-year-old?
There is Monk if they are only trying to destroy the great Satan that is America to them. Except for they have to, if they're going to be wokey, take what's her name, brother fucker, Ilhan Omar.
Oh yeah,
coming out and making statements in support of things like gay rights. If she wants to suck up in private, sure, but doing it publicly, to hating the great Satan or not, there's not a lesser of two evils kind of thing there. I just want to point this one out because it's funny. Polita Bunny, she's always tweeting about her dogs, and she's one of those people who takes her dogs very seriously. And because of that, she gets ads and stuff sometimes. But when this ad came up, dog is not what immediately came to mind.
Uh-oh.
What does that look like to you?
It looks like a vibrator.
It looks like a Harry Potter dildo, but it's actually a dog squeaky toy.
Is it?
It depends on who buys it, I suppose.
I mean, if a chick walks around and go, wee, wee, I'm going to know that she, too, has a magic wooden wand.
Massive Dynamics had a great response to this. He said, Hymenus obliteratorium. Just a little levity for you guys right there. Harry Peter. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I don't care about. Well, I mean, nah, we've talked about that before. This one is should be a bigger story, and I haven't seen anybody talking about it, Jack. Who was it that signed this? There's a ton of signatories here.
Now that we talked about it, Crowder's going to talk about it tomorrow.
A bunch of senators wrote a letter to Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense. I'm going to put this on the screen. Wait, I got to blow it up before I put it on the screen because I can barely read it as it is. Doo-doo. No, that's way too blown up. There we go. These senators wrote a letter to Lloyd Austin because they're concerned. We are concerned that an individual who allegedly served as part of the Iranian Foreign Ministry information operation is currently serving as a senior Department of Defense position. We urge you. Yeah. We urge you to take immediate action to ensure that the department has not been compromised. On Tuesday, September 26th, Semaphore reported that Ariane Tabatabai, who currently serves as chief of staff to the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations and
Jesus Christ,
and low intensity conflict, was part of the so-called Iranian Experts Initiative that, quote, senior Iranian foreign ministry officials initiated in a quiet effort to bolster Tehran's image and positions on global security issues, particularly its nuclear program. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'll let you guys check it out. But yeah, basically, this guy there's a couple of times where he went to go to some meetings, and right before, this is not while he's working at the DoD. This is when he was working wherever he worked right beforehand. Right before he goes to these meetings, he goes to the Iranian consulate.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, I will throw that into chat for people who want to read the rest of that. And it's disturbing.
That's pathetic.
How the fuck did this guy even get that position?
You know how. He's brown and Muslim.
I guess. I mean,
that was all the further they looked into him.
Oh, it's fucking disturbing, man. That's our government.
Have so many incompetent people running things.
Everybody's running around looking at China. What about Tehran? Literally to make the Tehran nuclear program look better. What could possibly be wrong with that?
Yeah. And it's not like the Iranians have ties with the Russians and the Chinese and North Koreans. It's not like those guys will exchange information or anything. Fucking idiots.
We've seen way too much of this stuff lately.
Yeah.
Way too much.
It really makes it look like a lot of the people that run our country are either paid off or controlled by our adversaries.
Yeah.
Which would explain the southern border quite a bit.
This guy's the chief of staff for the undersecretary involved in covert operations.
Yeah. Just by the access of his job, he's going to have all kinds of ability to get information for our enemies. Why don't you just hire a known espionage, a convicted thief, to disseminate information for us? I'm sure there's a traitor in jail you could have hired.
Eagle says that cannot be a fucking mistake, right?
Yeah.
This pisses me off. This is treason. Yeah. There's no way that this guy was hired with the background checks and stuff that they do, and they did not know this already.
Yeah, that's why I say so many of these people must be on the take, because there's no other reason for this.
How the fuck does Nick Fuentes end up on a no-fly list, and this fucker ends up in our Department of Defense?
The big guy got some money? I don't know.
I guarantee you, I mean, he's from Iran. He said bad stuff about Jews. I promise.
Yeah.
There's the Iranians aren't real big on the Jews, Jack.
That's true.
But anyway, that's our federal government for you. I want to talk about a video I saw, Jack. I would play it, but there's music playing through the whole thing because apparently we're not allowed to watch stuff without music anymore because everybody thinks they're fucking Hollywood. Here, let me tell you how to feel about this. Old lady goes into a diner, Jack, all by herself. 3 big black guys come in. One of them sees she's eating alone and goes over and's like, do you mind if I sit and eat with you? And then the other 2 come over and join him, and the 4 of them have a really good dinner together and have gotten together many times since. Didn't know each other. And I bring this up because all we ever hear about is horrible race relations. You know, most stories about that would be these 3 guys beat her up and took her purse.
Update, they robbed her house.
These guys are in their 20s. Just 3 guys who were friends, and they went to the diner and they saw this old lady who was sitting there all alone and decided to see if she wanted to hang out. That's what real America is like. All the racist bullshit we hear all the time. Is there some of it out there? Sure. Is that what the majority of what's going on? No. That's a bunch of nonsense being fed to you by people who want you to hate other races. It's just racist bullshit. So just remember, there is good in the world. There actually are. 3 big black guys come in. I've seen this video, and they eat together. Oh, not that video. I think you're thinking of 5 big black guys and a skinny little white chick.
Depends on the video.
I've still never seen that video. I've only ever seen the clip of, or the still picture of it.
Oh, there's a whole series. It's called Black.
I am sure there are.
Yeah, you can stumble across them pretty easily when you're looking up other stuff. Because apparently nobody on X videos or Pornhub bothers to monitor what the tabs say, the tags. Because they're very deceptive when you type in Asian, and sometimes you get some white girl sitting on a sofa.
I guess, yeah. I want to point out we have a very attentive audience, Jack.
That's true.
And a creative audience. Monk, the one who did your avatar there, or at least the pumpkin head on the avatar, he was listening to our last show when we were talking about the debate, and I called Nikki Haley a white woman. And we had a discussion about that, which probably is not appropriate for YouTube, but it's still up if you'd like to see it. And Monk did the work. Hypnognic, I can't say his first name. Monk did the work. And so he made a picture. I'm just going to let the picture speak for itself. If you didn't watch the last episode, this might not make any sense to you. But look, there's a dot right on the forehead there. Well played, sir. Well played indeed. All right, enough of that shit. Oh my goodness, Jack. What a week. What a week.
Yeah.
Speaking of wonderful things, I saw this headline, but I haven't read the story. So January 6th a prosecutor accused of stabbing a motorist on Tampa roadway.
Yes.
You know she's Jewish, right? Again, if you didn't watch the last episode, that might not make much sense to you. A January 6th prosecutor from Tampa who helped the federal government indict Florida residents accused of participating in the riots on blah, blah, blah is in his own legal trouble. Tampa Bay Times reported that Patrick Douglas Scruggs, 38, is accused of stabbing a fellow motorist Tuesday following a crash on the Harvard-Franklin Bridge. According to the press release from the Florida Highway Patrol, Mr. Scruggs was arrested and charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and armed burglary. Fuck. So you get in a car accident, you stab the motherfucker and steal from him?
Well, I mean, go big or go home, I guess.
I suppose so. I guess we should be glad he didn't actually kill the guy. Former federal prosecutors accused of pulling over during the morning rush hour and stabbing a 35-year-old man with a pocket knife. The episode began when a Florida couple traveling on Interstate 275 stopped to check on a driver slumped behind the wheel of a vehicle, stopped on the bridge shortly after 9:24 a.m. Instead, the slumped driver, 35, woke up and accelerated forward, crashing into the couple's sedan. He then shifted in reverse and attempted to get around the couple's sedan, according to troopers, only to hit Mr. Scruggs' sedan as he drove by. According to police, Mr. Scruggs pulled over, walked up, broke a window, and stabbed the driver with a pocket knife. Fuck!
Seems like a bit of an overreaction to a traffic accident.
Wow. The couple who originally stopped to help returned again and tried to lend assistance to the stabbing victim, but police said Scruggs tried to stab them before he ran. He was detained by St. Petersburg Police Department officer who witnessed the commotion as he drove by. Stabbing victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, what was the theft part?
Maybe it says if you keep going.
Following his arrest, they noted that he was released on $65,000 bail. According to his LinkedIn page, he used to work for Justice. That's not it. Mr. Scruggs' eternity.
Eternity. It's an attorney for eternity.
John Nogren released a statement. In America, every person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Mr. Scruggs is noted. Okay, you just told me he did it.
Yeah.
You didn't say our client is innocent. He's presumed innocent. Anyway, yeah, there's 2 eyewitnesses, man, and a stabbing victim.
Yeah, the witnesses he also tried to stab, who did nothing wrong.
And from the sound of this, he was stopped at the scene. The cop drove by it happening, so it's not like they
probably at least partly on dash cam.
Yeah. Mr. Scruggs is no different than anyone else and should be afforded the same presumption. Legally speaking, sure, but your client stabbed a guy. He has no prior criminal history and has spent nearly his entire career protecting people of this country. Not once in there did he say he didn't do this.
Yeah. And protecting people of the country, regardless of what you think of his politics, is not a free pass to go stab people.
Statement called the incident a chaotic situation involving multiple crashes caused by only one person on our area's busiest bridges. That person was not Mr. Scruggs. Nobody's denying how the accidents happened, Jack. It still doesn't tell us what the theft was.
I think it was the broken window.
I guess. But, yeah, the guy obviously shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. Probably drunk, if we're being honest, Jack.
Or high.
Or high.
It's
sure.
Florida. I mean, he could have been high on alligator semen.
But your client wasn't accused of hitting anybody's car. He's accused of stabbing a man. And you went to full-on misdirect. Like, did you see what that guy did? Well, he didn't stab someone.
That you know of.
That we know of. Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Chaos1X. Annoys me that in the Middle East is Asian. I've seen people try to argue Indians, kind, are Asian as well. Like, I'm looking for something very specific related. Does my Thai girlfriend have a penis? Something inside me says yes.
Dangerous says Matt Christensen broke down this story on his latest. Cool. Well, there you go. Check that out, guys. I like Matt. Matt's a good guy. Oh, I haven't seen Matt really. Last I saw Matt, he was just getting ready to move. I saw his video that was his last video he did from his long time location where he'd been shooting. And he was leaving it because his brother had died and there were like bad memories there.
Yeah.
Well, memories there. I don't want to say necessarily bad memories. And him and his wife and their new child, they were moving to a new place. And that's been months. I haven't seen Matt in a while. I have to check that out. But yeah, I like Matt. He does good content.
Yeah, I like the show he does with Blonde. I haven't had a chance to watch it in a while because I've been super busy, but I guess Blonde's pregnant again.
Look, if Blonde's husband is doing what he's supposed to be, she should always be pregnant or just gotten over it.
Yeah.
Lay that pipe, homie. that the wrong thing to say? Lay
I,
that
I
pipe
don't
on you?
know. I don't know how any of that pertains to us, but
Knock your women up, guys. Knock your women up. That's what I'm getting at. That's what you should do. All right.
they're having another. Oh, Matt's having another baby too. Wow.
Cool. Good on them. Go out there and hump. All right. We're gonna finish on a TikTok, Jack, because, well, why not? We have a public service announcement to do. All right. I'm glad you went with me on that. All right. So on the screen, it says, you can get your trans girlfriend pregnant. Keep trying. And I can't play the rest. I can't actually play it because I think it's from a song.
Oh, hang on. Thank you, Keldrick. I told a political cartoonist that he was a terrible cartoonist, and now his sycophants are mad at me. Heavy is the burden of being objectively correct. I get it, Keldrick. More often than not, political cartoonists are crap these days.
On the screen says, you can get your trans girlfriend pregnant. Keep trying. And they're mimicking something that says, never give up. All right. Your trans girlfriend, this would be somebody biologically born a male, can't get pregnant. They just can't. And I can prove it, Jack.
There's just no butthole to uterus connection.
Sometimes the front hole that they make for these people is made out of colon. And if you could get pregnant by butt fucking, gay men would use more condoms.
That's true.
AIDS would not have been as big as it was. Because they'd been like, oh shit, we're going to get that dude pregnant. We got to stop.
Yeah, look, not everybody can have a bonus hole, Monkey. It seems unfair. They should write a sternly worded letter to God.
Stop with this nonsense. Stop with this stupidity. This is why people don't take you seriously, because you say stupid shit like this.
This is the type of shit that really hurts the trans community, like the actual dysphoric people. Yeah. Because this type of nonsense is just role-playing, LARPing.
This dude's a retard. That's what he is. And if you believe that you can get a trans woman pregnant, you're a retard. Just throwing that out there. And that's our public service announcement, Jack. You cannot knock up a trans woman.
You're a monster.
Because what you're putting your dick in is made up of ball skin and anus. That's just fact. Yeah. Actually, it's colon. I said anus. It's colon. It's made up of ball skin, penis skin, and butt. You're not good. Those three things can't get pregnant.
That must be some of that new biology I hear about.
Yeah. Keep trying to get him pregnant. I mean, if you guys want to do it, by all means. If what you're trying to do is get people to have more weird sex, I don't care. But don't lie to them. No, we're real women. No, you're not. Stop it. Stop it. You're retarded and you're making your whole thing look retarded. I saw a post from Gays Against Groomers that they pointed out something we pointed out many times. You know, anytime somebody's like, hey, stop fucking those kids. They're like, why do you hate gay people? No, we hate people who are fucking kids. You just said all gay people fuck kids.
Yeah. What? Wow.
The activists are retarded. And for some reason, they're the ones taken seriously in the United States. The rest of the world is pulling back from this shit. The rest of the world's like, this is stupid. They've stopped mutilating children. They've started actually acknowledging biology. Not as much as they should, but at least getting closer and closer. And we're doubling down on the stupid.
Gonna get invaded, dude. I'm telling you.
You can get a man pregnant. No, you can't. Stop it. Shut up. You're dumb. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Really do appreciate it. I am going to try to game. Bubba, you up for some ghost hunting? I'm not sure. Jack, I'm having a dilemma. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be doing the game channel, at least doing live streams there. I'm I have my reasons. I'll talk to you offline. But for now, we are. So we're going to go play some Phasmophobia. Bubba said yes. So we're going to play some Phasmophobia tonight.
Nice.
We'll be over on Ranting Monkey Games. It's right here on YouTube. It's over there on YouTube. If you're watching us on Rumble, check us out. Ranting Monkey Games. Be there probably. I haven't eaten yet, so I need to go find something to eat. Give me 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for watching. You guys are fucking amazing. We love you. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Jack, anything you want to show?
Yeah, I'll drop a link to a video that came out at midnight. It's October, so there's going to be a bunch of horror comic reviews coming out. And as always, thank you so much for the tips. And you guys are awesome. Thanks for all the support you give us.
I want a woman with a Muslim name and a black Muslim queen, and is a black Muslim queen. That's very specific, but man, you do you.
I'm sure you can find that.
Yeah. I mean, some of them will only marry their brothers, but not all of them. That's an Ilhan Omar joke.
I know.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out tonight. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, take care of yourselves. I'll be over on Ranting Monkey Games in just a little bit. Love you. See y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Did Jack say horror comic reviews? Horror.
Scary stuff.
Scary stuff.
Not sluts.
This is the song that came up right after you said sluts. You can't knock up a trans girl. Their pussies are made out of their butts.